Thank you, thank you, thank you. That was really bad. That was hokey. Welcome, everyone, to Main Street Musings here across the Jeff Meacham Network. Man, that looks really bad with the vertical over here. Like, it looks silly. I'm looking at the vertical feed over on YouTube, and it looks ridiculous with the background. But maybe, just maybe, that's because I have the background on what do you call it? On StreamYard. I don't know how to make it go away. Just give me a second. Okay, that's a little bit better. I'm not going to lie. Anyway, hi. It is Monday, January 19th, 2026. It is 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, give or take a minute. Thank you to WWE for being over in Belfast, Northern Ireland, for the record. I need to read the chat. They're in Belfast, Ireland tonight for Raw. I don't know if it's Northern Ireland or not, but I'm pretty sure that's in Northern Ireland. So if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm not a geography major, no doubt about it. But anyway, I wanted to make sure I got the show in today. Hello, good to see everybody in the chat room and filing in. I know it's an off time for me, so again, forgive my my late hour. So anyway, hello there. For those of you that are new to the Jeff Meacham presentation, okay, we're spamming, so we're going to put you in timeout for a few minutes. Thank you, appreciate you. We're spamming. I don't know why we're spamming. So anyway, it's kind of silly. Anyway, okay, I got it. Thanks. Okay, we're done. This is why I need a moderator on my channel, because clearly this person is just not understanding that I don't need spam. Thanks. I got better things to do, and I want to talk about what's going on. Anyway, a lot is taking place. If you were part of the presentation, was it yesterday I did the show? No, Saturday I did the show. I finally got to review The Godfather. So good. Oh, so good. So happy I finally got to watch that movie. So thank you again for those of you that tuned in. If you have not seen that yet, please feel free to go on demand and watch my review of The Godfather from Meet You at the Movies, which is going to be our Friday gig going forward. It was supposed to be Friday this last week, but it didn't happen because of a variety of reasons. But it will be, in theory, in the time slot for this coming Friday, and we'll talk more about that as we get into the obligatory shills. But what I wanted to talk about today, based on the what I had written down in the description for the show, as well as the cover sheet, if you will, is finding that groove in your life. And what I mean by that is I, at 42, darn near 43, am just now starting to really understand what that means, and finding the balance in my life, finding a way to stay level, stay even with everything going on. It is, and it probably will forever be, a work in progress based on my personality and how my brain chemistry has changed since my initial traumatic brain injury back in 2001, and will forever continue to change at a not so happy pace. But last week I talked about that it was a really good week, and I was kind of waiting for that other shoe to drop. And I had my therapy session this morning, and she asked a very simple question. It's like, why does it have to? And I thought, okay, let's explore that. And it came down to, of course, she's right. The other shoe doesn't have to fall. Let's be honest. Things can continue to go well. Things can continue to be okay. And the shit doesn't have to hit the fan. Now, I did point out that, the majority of the week was very good. if there was one thing that I could change, it would be, what I had said to my therapist, which was just the fact that the communication could be better amongst the household. That is going to be forever my bitch until it's not. Right. I mean, I think communication is so key to any uh, sustained, meaningful relationship, whether it's romantic, whether it's familial, whether it's in the workforce, whether it's anything. Communication is key. And if you don't have direct, and oftentimes you need open, blunt force trauma communication, then you really don't have anything to work with, at least from my perspective. And my perspective has changed and grown quite a bit here in the last few years. I think working here for this guy definitely helps that for me because this weekend, for example, I was away for this would have been the fourth full day. I'm home today. Yes, I understand. I'm still not actually on Main Street doing the show. I want to be. I really do, but it's difficult to stream from Disneyland. You have to understand. And they don't like us doing that, to be perfectly honest with you, when we're cast members. So I've got the backdrop. This is a picture that I took for what it's worth. I just, animated the background. So I'm on Main Street enough. Anyway, so if I can convey a message to everybody this week as we do today's show is just if there's not proper communication within your household, within your job life, within your romantic life, within any facet of your existence, if you feel that the communication is not up to par with where you want it to be, then make it so, as Captain Picard would say. Make it the way that you need it to be for you to exist the way you need to exist. Because if you don't have that, and the people around you that you need to have that don't have that with you, then you have nothing. And that's a speck of dirt on my screen. Sorry, I'm so squirrel when it comes to this. I am just I continue to be so blessed. It's I meant to have this on and I didn't. So I'm going to pull my new name tag accessory out of my pocket here. See if we can get in close here. There it is. Where am I going here? There we go. So this little pin here, the Steamboat Willie pin that you see on my name tag there, is acknowledgement of being with the company at Disneyland, the Walt Disney Company, for a year. Now I know people that have watched me for a year. You had a year prior between 2022 and 23, and I did. This is true, but the circumstances of my leaving the company and the paperwork in which we made that separation was a little wonky, to say the very least. So I never actually got that pin. And when I came back at the beginning of last year, my managers where I stay basically just said, "We're just going to call your first term Mulligan." I went, "That works. I'd rather forget it anyway, if I'm being honest." So I'm officially with Disney for a year. I'm so proud of this little pin. It's so funny how, something that in size seems so insignificant, but it is so important. So thank you to everybody within resort transportation and parking. Thank you to everybody within management. Thank you to the folks over on Main Street for, I guess it would be plucking me away and letting me have that space and be able to be in the parks. I said it to you, directly, those of you, and I will say it here for my audience. Moving over to Main Street not only saved my my existence here in California, and it also saved me staying with Disney. I told a few people in my private life that I was done. I was over this shit. And the plan had been, when Dylan came of adult age, if he was doing his thing And if he was going to be leaving the house, then so was I. And I was not only leaving the house, not only was I leaving, SoCal, I was leaving the state. I was out of here. I had talked with a friend of mine who lives back east, and we had a tentative, okay, let's do this. And I was, as much as I would enjoy staying with that friend, I needed a talking down. And for the first time, I got it in the way I didn't expect to get that talking down. It wasn't so much a talk down as it was a let's legitimately change your scenery and see how you feel. And being here on this street every single time I went to work, not to go in as a guest to play or interact with other friends as a guest, but to actually, put the name tag on, put the costume on, do the thing, completely changed my perspective. There's an energy on this street that if you've never been to Disneyland or any of the parks that we operate that has a Main Street USA or similar area, there's an energy that, as I've said previously, I can't scientifically or medically explain. Um, and that energy permeates throughout this entire street. I don't know if you can see the castle in the picture I took. I don't know. Let me hang on one second here. Whoops. Wrong button, clearly. Anyway, I think you can see the castle in this shot. I just can't lean enough out of the way here. I don't know. Anyway, I'm being stupid. Anyway, there's an energy that permeates throughout this whole street that just kind of went into my being. Like I kind of, inhaled it or absorbed it through osmosis. And my whole thought process leading out of Thanksgiving into Christmas, into New Year's, and into now is so vastly different. And I am so grateful for that. And it came down to communicating with my manager in parking about how I felt, communicating with the leads where I'm at a lot of the time now. So just, you guys have to be willing to communicate. If you don't communicate, then all is lost. And I hope I can help some of you guys get there as we go on with the rest of this year, because it's going to be awesome. And I really feel like this month is my month, my year, our month, our year, as my family, my friends, my family that I've talked about repeatedly on the air. And there is so much good ahead, and I really hope that everybody can stick around and enjoy it and be part of it with me. I really feel like it's going to be a cool next little while here. So if you're along for the ride, I appreciate you. If you're not yet and you're tuning in for the first time, welcome. I appreciate it. Stick around. It's going to be fun. And in that vein, few things I want to plug outside of me. Well, actually, I guess two things. So this week alone, two of my good friends have big gigs on stage coming up here on Thursday and Saturday, respectively. Thursday, she is far from a dumb blonde. I love Chase, but that's the name she's going with. Dumb Blonde will be at the legendary Whiskey A Go-Go. Yes, the venue that started so many all-time great music acts in this world. On Sunset, of course, the heart of Hollywood. And that'll be Thursday night. She goes live at 9. Tickets are $20, and you can find ticket access through the Whiskey's website. So please check that out for us. And on Saturday, there's this big, what they're calling a onesie party over the Universal Bar and Grill on Lankershim in North Hollywood. And the headlining act, friend of the show, friend of the channel, you've seen her before on this show, on this channel, Yeah, this show's brand new. Ariel Bevelair. So if you're in the area of Hollyweird, and if you're not, you should be personally. Come on out and check both those acts out Thursday and Saturday. I am gonna do my damnedest to be there Thursday. Their work schedule kind of is what it is, but I really want to get out there and support my friend. And Saturday night, I'm off Saturday, so we'll be there. And I'm off Sunday, which is even better. So, and then you've seen them interviewed by me on this channel. I've been friends with the lead vocalist for years, like grade school, we're talking. And the notorious Paradise Kitty, my dear friends Jenna and Rachel, and the entire band will be in and around the country in the first week of February, as a matter of fact. So February 4th, which is a Wednesday, I believe, they will be in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania at the Craft House. So please go check them out. That's on Curry Road in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. You can find them on Instagram at Craft House PGH. The next day, they will be at the Akron, Ohio Civic Theater. Got a few friends out in the Akron area, so if you're listening, and you should be listening to my show, you friends, get out to the Akron Civic Theater over on Main Street, 182 South Main Street. February 6th, they'll be in Bowling Green, Ohio, OHIO, and that is, address is not in front of me, of course. That's the Clazel Theater. Let me try and get the website up so I can actually have the address for you, because I was clearly prepared for this, as you can tell. We're dying here. We're dead air. There it is. There we go. Venue. That's the one I want. Can I have an? Jeez. If you're on this website, we need better. Help with the site navigation. This is a little crazy. Anyway, it is at the. Sorry, folks. The Clazel Theater in Bowling Green, Ohio. You can check it out at CLAZEL Theater, THEATER, Clazel Theater on Instagram. Clay-Zell Theater is the name of the place, and they've been around 100 years, so I should know better. I apologize. And then on the 7th, they'll be in Des Plaines, Illinois, at the Des Plaines Theater on Minor Street with another legendary cover band, the Iron Maiden. So check out my buddies Paradise Kitty throughout that first week of February in Pennsylvania, Ohio, and Illinois. Of course, you can catch this show every Monday, hopefully at 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 Pacific. If WWE is going to let me not have to be off the air by 5, I'm going to start at 5. This is way easier. So thank you again, WWE. I'm sure they'll be back stateside soon enough, so probably won't be a thing. Tomorrow, the No DQ review, of course, 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 Pacific, over on the NoDQ.com YouTube channel and across social media. I believe I'm part of that show tomorrow. I have yet to hear back from our original moderator, so if I'm not, go support anyway. I'll also be going to the LA Kings game as they take on the New York Rangers tomorrow, Crypto.com Arena. So if I'm not at the No DQ review, I'll be on my way to LA, support my boys. So either way, I'm having a good Tuesday. Wednesday, of course, the Greg Cherry Show back Wednesday, 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 Pacific on the Greg Cherry brand, and also on this channel. Greg and myself, possibly the original Big G, and possibly Maddie, depending on his work schedule. You never know with us. On Saturday, every Saturday at 11 o'clock Eastern, 8 Pacific, scheduling pending for our hosts and moderators. The Saturday Shenanigans over at the Simple Reliable Studios. And then coming back soon, we're setting for, I believe, mid-March, another Jeff Meacham Network original as we celebrate 30 years of the NWO. Friday night will be 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 Pacific, Meech at the Movies with my review of The Godfather Part 2. And to my friend who lives in NorCal, who mentioned this factoid to me, I believe you're right. I believe there may be an argument that De Niro was a better Vito. Check it out on Friday. We'll talk more about that this weekend across the Simple Reliable Studios on Saturday, the 24th. It's a TKO 2-for-1, as both Saturday night's main event and UFC 324 will have coverage from my friends at Simple Reliable Studios. Next week, Wednesday, the 28th, the Greg Cherry Show will present the annual GCB Royal Raffle. And again, that's at 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 Pacific. And of course, for the first time, Greg Cherry and myself will be providing live watch-along reactions to Greg's favorite pay-per-view premium live event of the WWE calendar year, the Royal Rumble. And because they're in Saudi Arabia, we get to go live early at 1 p.m. Eastern at 10 a.m. Pacific. I got to work that night after all, so I get to work and play on a Saturday. It's going to be a great rest of the month and first week of February, as you saw from Paradise Kitty. Please check everything out. You can follow me across the socials at _Jeff Meacham on the Twix, on Instagram, on Threads. Follow me on Facebook if you want. I'm not going to be adding a whole lot of people on Facebook again. I'm trying to keep Facebook separate. And of course, on YouTube at Jeff Meacham. The Jeff Meacham Network is back. We are in production. We are back in the groove. We found that groove today, I suppose, like we talked about on the opening. So thank you again for tuning in, everybody that did. If you didn't catch me live, please check us out on demand each and every week. And these shows are up forever once they're up, folks. So thank you again, and we will see you next time right here on Main Street Musings.